Birthdays hit differently when you stop celebrating them the way everyone else expects you to. This year, I spent mine alone in the mountains of Lake Tahoe. Just me, my dog Jem, and the open road. And somewhere between wild camping, Jem getting injured, and picking up a hitchhiker, the whole thing turned out differently than any other year in my 30s so far. We're Jess and Jem, and we've been traveling in my mostly self-converted camper van since June of last year. If you're new here, these videos are part travel story, part real-time reflection, as I look back through my iPhone photo library and share what this journey has been teaching me. My goal has never been to just roam endlessly. It's been to see as much of this beautiful country as I can, while saving thousands per month in rent. And one day, find a place where I can put down roots, acres of land with a remote feel, a humble home, and a life that feels aligned. I love just hammocking. And then I'm just looking at all these beautiful new grows. Look at all these little babies. They're gonna be big, beautiful trees that maybe none of us will sit under their shade, but they're there for the future. Birthdays are weirder the older you get. Pretty much every year since I turned 30, I've consciously chosen to spend my birthday alone. I know that might sound odd to the average person, but for me, it's become almost like a ritual. A reset, and a way to check in with myself without distraction, noise, or expectation from anyone else. Something I noticed over the years is society has this strange way of making women feel like they stop mattering after a certain age. Like after 25, you're already fading out, and by 30, you should just quietly disappear. And honestly, I've come to realize that's one of the biggest lies we're told. My best friend died in a car accident when she was 15. She was so full of life. Happy, vibrant, just completely present in a way that stuck with me. It made me realize early on that it's a privilege to grow older. So now I don't look at birthdays as something to shrink away from. And even if I spend them alone, I still treat them as something meaningful. Before I started living on the road when I was still in my apartment, birthdays were quieter in a different way. I'd light candles, write, set intentions for the year ahead, take a bath, maybe have a glass of wine, and usually end the night early, curled up with my animals. Sometimes I'd celebrate with friends or family in the days after, sometimes not at all, but I've always liked the quiet version of it. This past year felt a little different though. At the end of September, I was about 3 months into being full-time on the road with my girl Jem, and for my birthday I decided to buy tickets to see one of my favorite musicians, Trevor Hall, on the second leg of his tour in South Lake Tahoe. If you've been following along for a while, you may remember when I first left New Jersey in June of last year. I traveled across the country in 6 days just to make it to Colorado to see him play at Red Rocks Amphitheater, and it was worth every second. So this felt like a full circle moment in a way. Another little nature walk on this whole gorgeous area. Come here. Let's see. It's a sweet spot when there's no fireman. All right. It's not dusk yet, but it's on its way. Hi guys. We're just passing through. Hi. Before we even got to Tahoe, we were wrapping up a beautiful week of wild camping in Sequoia National Forest, and that's where things shifted a bit. Jem ended up getting hurt, and it was one of those moments that snaps you really quick back into reality of how things can change and how important being prepared is. Oh yeah, there's tons of bees everywhere too, but they're just chilling. They're just existing here. They're not bugging us at all. Looking just so beautiful and so strong. I love you. What a blessing. She loves to sniff around, and before bed she had gotten stung on her snout, and the swelling came on fairly quickly. We were okay, but I had to pause everything and focus my care onto her, which comes very naturally. She got this lump on her nose. Oh, mama. Something must have stung you, sweetie. I'm sorry. We just did some food and pumpkin, and after 2 tries, we got the Benadryl in. There she is. You're doing good, mommy. See your little swollen nose? Oh, poor puppy. But she's okay. No, she's not having any other symptoms. The Benadryl's in. I'm gonna keep an eye. See how she does. I was hours into the mountains and far away from any type of vet, so I had to act quickly. I always have the pill form of Benadryl on hand that's safe for dogs, just in case something like this were to happen. So I gave her a dose, and then I jumped on a quick chat with Chewy's vet support line, which is free on their app if you're a customer of theirs. And luckily, her snout returned to normal fairly quickly. Luckily, she's just fine, but it definitely changed the energy of the end of that trip. Oh, someone's nose is looking so much better already, right? Because the Benadryl kicked in. Mamacita's doing good. Oh, and I just chatted with a vet on Chewy. She said I had it perfectly. Hi, Mama. How are you feeling? So I just stripped the bed because of the pukey, and the mattress cover didn't even keep it from leaking through. You just learn a lot as you go. This is as far as we've gotten because I'm gonna let that air out. See, my nose is all better. It's not swollen at all anymore. I look completely like myself. Thank you. Right? See, look at my beautiful flat nose. It's gorgeous. It was all swollen all here, and look at it now. Perfect. Perfect. I love you, mamas. I may not have a lot of the things that the idea of success tells us we should have at this point. And I'm okay with that. In order to live this way, I had to downsize a lot, let go of most of what I had owned across all of the places I used to live. And in doing that, I realized how little I actually miss any of it. I still want a place to call home someday, but I know now that it's going to look very different from what I used to imagine. Because a big part of figuring this out has been realizing all the ways I don't want to live. Sharing walls with loud neighbors in apartment buildings, being around constant traffic, noise, and air pollution, spending almost everything I earn just to exist in expensive convenience. None of those things are it for me anymore. One thing that's always been challenging with this van setup is rear visibility. Recently, Wolfbox sent me their new G900 Pro, and thanks to the upgraded sensor, the visibility is clear day or night. The 12-inch touchscreen is really easy to use. You can switch between the front cam, back cam, or split screen mode depending on what you want to see while driving. As someone with no rear windows, this is one of the upgrades that makes the van feel safer and easier to drive day to day. It records both the front and back simultaneously with a 4K front camera and a 2.5K waterproof camera in the back. So everything around the van is constantly being captured, whether I'm driving through cities, winding mountain roads, or pulling into camp after dark. I have a full live rear view display directly on the mirror while driving, which basically eliminates the blind spot issue a lot of van builds have. I also like that everything is built into one system. Rear visibility, recording, reversing assistance, incident capture, and voice control. Okay, bye buddy, go home. Plus, all footage can be downloaded right from the SD card or app onto your phone. The low light clarity is super sharp, which makes early mornings or nighttime driving feel way more comfortable. If you travel a lot and deal with blind spots like I do, or just want more security for your vehicle, I'll have the links and discount codes to the Wolfbox G900 Pro down in the description below this video if you want to check it out for yourself. All right, it's been a week since we arrived to this forest. We're officially out of water, so we are heading out. Also, in my last video, I mentioned possibly starting a free email newsletter, and a lot of you seemed really interested in that. It's honestly something I've wanted to create for a long time. A space to share more behind-the-scenes thoughts, reflections from the road, photos, and some of the general camp areas we've been finding along the way, while encouraging leave-no-trace ethics and helping to protect our public lands that are here for us all to enjoy. So I finally started one over on Substack. I'm planning to send out the first letter from the road sometime in June, so if you want to be part of our monthly update, I'll leave the link below. I wasn't gonna record anything, but I picked up my first hitchhiker today. And I'm not gonna tell the people who love me because I know they're not gonna be proud of me, but listen, he was a very normal guy, probably around my age. He was cool. He needed a ride. He bought me propane. I was just hanging out at a lake and trying to get my video done, actually. I made a joke like, all right, well, thanks for not killing me, because I was like, after I said yes, I was kind of like, and he's like, no, he's like, everyone definitely is not good, but I'll prove to you that, like, not everyone's bad either, like, you know, like, true. Anyhow, that was just like an interesting experience. I brought my taser and put it in my pocket because I genuinely started like overthinking it. I was like, why would you say yes to pick up a hitchhiker? Even though he was hiking at the lake I was at, it wasn't like on the side of the road or anything. I would not have stopped if he was just like on the side of the road. Just safety, and it goes against everything that like we're taught as women and instinctually. Just wanted to share that because whatever, it's kind of funny. I also saved a little frog, cute little frog from the Spooner Lake in Nevada, outside of Tahoe. The bathroom there, he was inside the trash can, and yeah, it was weird. I was like, what are you doing in there, buddy? So I got him out. Didn't film it, but I don't film most things, like, but I have like all these random clips because sometimes I'm inspired and I pull it out and I take pictures and videos, and sometimes I share them and sometimes I don't. But anyway, good night.
We never know, right, when that wind is going to blow through our house, blow through our lives, right? That wind could be anything, right? It could be like the birth of a child. It could be hearing a song that changes your life, you know, it could be a death, you know, so many things, right? And yeah, whenever I hear that song, I always try to, I guess, let go a little bit, you know, loosen my grip on things and try to understand that everything is in constant flux.
I'm living simpler now than I ever have before, but somehow I'm seeing and experiencing more than I ever did in my entire adult life. I'm saving thousands every month on rent and utilities, but what I'm really gaining is time. That's a gnarly thought. Like, I was like, I better stop taking footage because I have too much, right? Too much to organize and make, you know, create videos from now. Like, I need to not stop taking video, but no, like, that's besides the point. I'll never have this exact moment ever again. This moment here with Jemmy in Tahoe National Forest. I could feel myself settle again. And that's really why all of this makes sense for me. Not because it's perfect or easy, but because I'm learning I don't actually need it to make sense for everybody else. Just for me and for the life I'm trying to build for me and my girl Jem. I know if you're still here right now listening, you get it. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. That's a good girl, Mama.